Round 10. What country is it? Netherlands.
Yeah. And it's on the screen.
Yeah, I know. Right. Going live. Rich people. Well, 1, 2,
'It's nice to be back after the Christmas break. I hope that everyone had a good Christmas and New Year. Obviously, back into the lockdown we go, but the racing continues. It's like an oversized go-kart track. It's the only way I can describe it. Like, there's a lot of elevation changes, there's a lot of fast flowing corners, but then it goes into like awkward braking zones. Yeah, a lot of the drivers, in particular, the ones I've spoken to today, they like the track, but they also have a love-hate relationship with it. That's the thing around here. There is only a couple of ideal places to overtake. The rest of it, it's that tight and restricted that it is nigh on impossible to actually get a move done. So the place that you're probably going to see the overtakes happening is into turn 1. After that monster start-finish straight with the DRS. Late on the brakes, into a sweeping right-hander, quite easy to get a move done. As 4-star is the first man across the line to start his first flying lap. Obviously. Yeah, 4-star picked his time to come out perfectly. With a big lockup going into turn 2. Well, what is turn 3 technically, but it's awkward. But as I was saying about the awkward braking zones, as shown by the braking zone at the bottom of this hill, it's full throttle the entire way down. Then you have to stand on the brakes now to make this right-hander without running out wide. Otherwise, you will invalidate the lap and or pick up penalties during the race. So I'm not entirely sure what the track limits are, because with actual F1 have never raced around here yet. Well, the modern reincarnation of the track anyway. Obviously they raced around it in like the 80s and 90s, but the modern version of it we haven't been round yet, unfortunately. So 4-star coming across the line with a 1 minute 10.9. So going off of the Discord server from earlier on today, a lot of the guys are setting mid 1 minute 8s. So they're still a couple of seconds down on where they should be. As Big Bulls immediately does a 1 minute 9.5, goes 1.3 seconds quicker than Tobes. So as they've both complained, let's see if they're both out on track yet. As Liverpool fan comes across the line to finish his lap at a 1 minute 10.2. And where is Sadistic King? That is Draper that has lost it. And that looks like the coming out of turn. I'm trying to work out where he is. That was coming out of the chicane in the final sector. So he's touched the curb and just gone round. It's very easy to do around here. Like, if you speak to any of the drivers, there are a few curbs and corners that they refer to as the curb of death. Turn 5 at Hungary, for example, and turn 12 at Bahrain. Both of which, if you touch the curb ever so slightly, you will go round. Ooh. Well, he could, but it wouldn't be a very good lap. Oh well, they will improve in time, gradually. And I believe it was Sadistic King that I was speaking to earlier on today. And we worked out the maths in regards to how he can sort the championship today. He needs to outscore Big Bulls by 4 points today. And the championship is his with a round to go. The championship. Yeah. So if Big Bulls finishes in 8th, he needs to finish 4th. No, it's currently like 24 points, but he needs 26. Well, he needs... sorry, it's currently a 23-point gap, but he needs 27 by the end of the round to be mathematically the winner of the championship. So he needs to outscore him by 4 points today in order to secure the championship. As we have a reserve today with Error Voice. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's just how it's written, so I do apologise. As he goes P7. Yes, we have. Yes, I believe it was around Spa because, no disrespect towards Gavin, you had to tell someone in the comments to stop insulting the drivers because he picked up 20 plus seconds worth of penalties. So we have seen him before, and hopefully today he will be more or less on the pace. Obviously there's a few very quick drivers here. I know that I definitely would probably be scraping around about 14th or 15th on average every week if I was in this tier with these guys, because I'm just nowhere near as quick. So it's an awkward one for him because he's just got the full-time seat, I believe. I think he's just taken over from Jack, as Jack has had to drop into the academy. So I think he's picked up the full-time seat for the final 2 remaining rounds. It is very easy to do. Especially opening first couple of laps of the race, as we just had a McLaren cross the line, and I'm not sure which one it was. It was Jay Williams that has just crossed the line with a 111.1. But on that final corner in particular, if you are running ERS by yourself, if you've got the wrong line going in and then you open the ERS at the wrong time, the rear will just slide because of the banking of the corner, and obviously the track isn't rubbing in yet. As Captain Nick has just gone P2. Can we take a moment to appreciate that 3 teams powered by Ferrari power units are currently in the top 4 positions? It's been a while since we've seen that. Draper is just retired. So, I think In P5 at the moment, 8 minutes left to go of the session. 10 drivers still, 11 drivers still possible of overtaking him. Well, 15 actually. So he could theoretically still start at the back of the pack, which I wouldn't recommend around Zandvort because it is impossible to overtake unless you are literally within. Yeah, as Dragon on speed is coming around the end of Sector 2, the hairpin at Sector 2, which is very similar to, it looks like it's just an elongated version of, Dragon's had a moment in Sector 1 somewhere, as it was 9 point something seconds in the red through Sector 2. Maybe. But the hair... Go on. Yeah. But as I was saying, the hairpin here, it's like an elongated version of Spoon at Suzuka. Instead of having the little runoff in the middle of it, it's just condensed. It's that tight and that awkward, but it's also a very long corner and it's very punishing on the right hand side of the car throughout the duration of the race. So as we start moving through qualifying, we're going to have to start talking about strategy that we think drivers may be on. And the medium to the soft to hard is a very viable option around here if you can get the soft tire to last long enough. Otherwise, yeah, I don't think it will be me either. Give me a second and I will double check.
There we go, a little bit louder now compared to the sound.
Is that better now?
JD.
Hopefully that sorted the issue out, guys. Sorry about that. I play the game myself, so whenever I'm in a party, I turn certain settings off to avoid my voice being shared in the recordings. So, as I've been given a warning for certain language, which I will not repeat. So it's just best to avoid that by turning off my own voice recording. Oh, so that B Wheeler is in the Red Bull, or is it Toro Rosso that is in Alpha Tauri? So he is. So he lost it coming down the fast right-hander. Yeah. It is, again, because of the layout of the track, it is very easy to lose traction just by touching a little bit of grass somewhere along the line. And if you touch it in certain places, it is going to be either race over or lap over. And during qualifying, I'd much rather it happen there than it happen on the first lap of the race and having to sit there and listen and watch everyone else enjoy the race. but there's only so much you can do. Yeah. As I will follow, Sadistic King is coming out on an outlap as we speak, so I will ignore him for a moment and see where Liverpool fan is, and he's in the pits. This is why I don't follow you two. Just for the record, because every time I click to you, you're not even out on track or you're on an outlap, so I just ignore you and move on. He is now, yeah. I think he will find about half a second and put himself in the 1:10s, maybe a 1:09. No, yeah, that's what I meant. A low 1:10, as he's red in sector 1, not by a lot, but let's see if he can improve. As he did inform me of his qualifying strategy earlier, he only comes out with 1 flying lap worth of fuel. That's all he does. He comes out with 1 flying lap of fuel in the car. So he'll have enough fuel to do his outlap and his in-lap, but he'll have to run on lean in order to get round on his flying lap. And let's follow him across the line and see where he ends up. Nope, still on the cusp of going out, but at the moment it is JD who is just leaving the... JD, what have you done? You've left it too late there. Because if he gets caught up in any traffic... no, and he's got Super Gabu behind him who's on a lap. So he's going to have to get out of Gabu's way. Of which I'm going to ride on board with Gabu just in case there is any sort of impeding going on here. As Gabu comes round the end of sector 1, and he's currently quicker than what he previously was. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. That might just be a slow moving car. It looks like... Yeah, there we go. With JD getting well out of Gabu's way there, as Gabu's again quicker. Yeah, at the moment that is Gabu and Craigo, and Gabu goes slower. Yeah, sorry. If he's got enough fuel in the car. Yeah. And whereas JD did make it across the line with just about enough time to spare. Same with JD. Yeah. Who... Yeah, unless Craigo... Oh, yeah, Craigo has... that was just... That's what... I was just... That was an Alfa Romeo getting well out of the way. Yeah, I thought so. I didn't want to presume, but I assumed it was Liverpool fan. Who else is in the Alpha today then? Yeah, Era up in P5, so solid performance from him so far. As JD does not improve, but he's only marginally slower, like 0.075 down on his previous best. So I think the only thing thinner than that gap is the human hair. They still are. Between Captain Nick and Dragon on Speed in P9, there is just over a tenth. Actually, between Captain Nick and Liverpool fan, there's just over a tenth. So that could be the difference between a late break-in or early power. But at least on the upside, we will talk about the positives as we're now in a new year, new energy and all that. Gavin Poynton will be happy that he's qualified P19, well, unhappy that he's qualified P19, but at least he has the free tyre choice going into the race. So fresh rubber, formation lap, he should be able to make up a couple of points, maybe here and there. There we go, Era Voice is now left. So, Dragon on Speed, Era Voice, Tobes, Draper, and Claire PR, Big Bulls, and Jay Hartnell all on mediums. Everyone else is on soft tyres for now. If that helps. So as we've established in previous rounds that Q2 in Tier 2 is normally the most competitive aspect of qualifying. Yeah, I was just about to say, do you fancy championing a driver to make it through, or do you just want to wait and see what happens? He might do... That's what I was just about to say, he might do a lap on mediums, see where he is pace-wise, and then come out on the soft tyres. So bearing in mind, there are a few minor things that you can tweak after you leave the pit lane, well, the pit box in Q1. So you can tweak how much front wing you've got, brake bias, differential, and tyre pressure. So all of these things might have been slightly tweaked at some point by one of the drivers in order for them as that's a pretty solid lap from Era Voice, 111 dead, obviously the first man across the line, but only half, as I say, that Draper just goes on the medium tyres. So I'm not sure if you agree with me here, but when you see a driver go across the line on tyres of the some kind, this was going to be my exact point. when you see someone go across the line and set such a great lap on the same tyre compound you've just gone over the line with, would you kind of think to yourself, where am I going wrong here? Or just kind of take a moment and appreciate and do like a little clap to yourself about the fact that you've managed to find pretty much an entire second. Four attempts down. We have Dragon on Speed in Sector 2. So we'll follow him until he finishes his lap. As you go, it's purple in Sector 2. And that is a 112.7. Did he like drive off to some... Oh, Pheasant Plucker with a 110.6. Well, 06, yeah. Dragon on Speed. Yep, this is exactly what we meant, guys, by how close Q2 is. Look at the gaps, for example, between the top two, and then P4 and P5 at the moment. Yeah, so guys will come out, they'll set laps, and all the little hundreds and whatever in the middle will be filled by a car just somehow has managed to slot itself in there. It's tier 2, I'd say, is one of the very... Tier 2 of CRL is one of the very few racing leagues where you cannot afford to take your foot off the gas at any given moment during qualifying. Because, you know, some you can kind of cruise through Q1 and end up in Q2, and then all you've got to do is set a average lap to get through to Q3. But it's yeah, like in Q1 I doubt Big Balls was even out of standard mode for his engine. That was Big Balls. Oh no, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, we missed his lap. He's not going to be happy with me after this. I'll take him shouting at me later on. Tobes has weirdly opted to do 3 laps. He's obviously invalidated this lap and dived into the pits with 8 minutes left of the session. He can afford to sit in the pits for 4 or 5 minutes, see where everyone's laps are going, and if he needs to, go get a drink, go to the toilet, do whatever he needs to do essentially, come out and still set a lap time. Bearing in mind, these Renault boys, they've dominated qualifying over the last few races. So, unless they're just... And if my memory serves me correctly, the medium tyre around here is 0.6 of a lap slower than the soft. So if you Error Voice is on his outlap again, opted to come out again on a set of mediums. So he is committed to the strategy of the medium tyre. But if this is his second set of mediums through qualifying, he has used his race set at the same time, so he has to use a worn set even if he starts outside the top 10. Let's hope for his sake that there are one set that he's already used, well, that he's using. It says 1 lap on him. Sadistic King is now on his lap. Oh, no, no. He's got plenty of time to sort it all out. So, at least it looks like he's kept his front wing intact. Doesn't seem... Oh, did he just drop it? If you're moving slowly, it's always best to let the drivers ahead of you go, then potentially get a penalty from the stewards later on for impeding someone when it wasn't really your fault, because you were on like a slow lap anyway. So, and he's just coming to... That will be pit now, set soft tyres on, try and smash the one... into 1 minute 10s. Bearing in mind, the actual lap times haven't completely dropped. Yes, we've got a couple of 1 minute 9s, as Kyle does a 1 minute 9.933. 7 thousandths quicker than Captain Nick. Nope, kind of getting used to it. But as I was saying, the lap times are round about what we were looking at for Q1. Yes, there's a couple of big improvements in the times, but the bulk of the lap times is still around that 1 minute 10.5. So I'm not sure what's going on with everyone, unless they're just taking it easy to Q3, just making sure they get through. As 4-star heads into the pits, locks up on his way into the pits. It's going to leave a nice flat spot for him. And Tobes is just on a 1.9.7. So he hasn't kept with tradition, he's just gone 2 tenths quicker. As you know, it's just a casual thing to happen. And let's see, that was a slow moving Haz, I believe, or Alpha, I think. Yeah, it was the Alpha. No, it's Error Voice getting out of everyone's way while he's on his outlap. So he's done exactly as I thought he would do. Pitted, gone for the soft tyre and aiming to break through. As Jay Hartnell comes out of the pits, and I'm not sure who he's followed by. Yeah. So most of the top 10 have set their best lap on the softer tyre. With 4-star starting his lap now. Error Voice starting his lap now. I will ride on board with him because it's nice to see new people joining the league and the community. And just giving him that little bit of, oh, Captain Nick with 1 minute 9.6. No. But as I was saying, it's always nice for new people to join the community, join the league, get involved in the game in general. It's what we all like to see, it's what we all like to happen, and as it's his full-time debut or reserve debut, I'm not sure which one it is. I've kind of not really checked Discord all that much, as he goes almost half a second in the green through Sector 2. It will be nice to see him move up and potentially into Q3, but obviously as the commentators we have to be as impartial as Switzerland. As he's got a few very quick guys behind him, especially with Dragon on Speed, Jay Hartnell and 4-star, all capable of saying that Draper has invalidated his lap, and he only has yes, I have just lagged out of the session for some reason. You did send me a couple earlier. I'm just waiting on my game to reload, so I do apologize, guys. I'm just stuck on the loading screen for some reason. Whatever you do, guys, if you buy F1 2020, just be prepared for glitches and the servers to crash at any given point.